Hi guys, welcome to episode of GEEKAMANIA. We're your hosts, that's Kier.
That's Ben.
And that's Michael. Hey.
And I'm Mark. And today we're going to be talking about our top 3 games of the last generation. As you all know, the PS4 and Xbox One will be coming out soon, so we're going to do our top 3 games of the generation.
And the Wii U's already out.
Yeah, the Wii's already out, so we thought we'd do that. So, who wants to start this top 3?
I could start with one of mine. Again, is this probably one of the most technically great games of the last generation? No. It's just the one that I probably played the most. Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I fucking love Super Smash Bros. And I'm going to say this right now. One of the only reasons I will buy a Wii U is because, in my eyes, the Wii U is a peripheral that will allow me to play a Super Smash Bros. Game. It's basically a plastic guitar for Guitar Hero in my eyes. That's what a Wii U is. Because when I think of fun times with friends, I think of these guys and then Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, we had some good times.
It's mostly Super Smash Bros. Don't tell the others.
Him and Waddle Doo. Do you remember that?
Waddle Dee!
Waddle Dee!
Yeah, King DDD is great. And Nintendo, keep up the good work, because I'm in a main Wii Fit trainer, because that shit looks hype. I want you yoga people to death. It's like Dalsim, but like with no face. Why don't you want? That's what I want. So yeah, the best game of this last generation will also probably be my favourite game of the next generation. I have no problems with this.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great game.
For me, one of mine, I don't have a particular order to them, is the most recent Mortal Kombat game.
Mortal
That's
Kombat
a great
9.
game.
I did like particularly the fact that, I mean, it's weird for some reason they got Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird.
I think it's because Warner Brothers now own the Mortal Kombat brand,
Yeah.
basically. So
Yeah, they do.
can kind of do that.
But all the same, there was everything about the game was just so pretty, and the fighting, particularly coming out of the back of Mortal Kombat vs DC Universe, it was a massive leap to a higher level.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. I've never been a huge fan of Mortal Kombat because it always felt like a bit slow to me. Like, the controls never felt fast, but compared to DC versus Mortal Kombat, wow, that game is smooth as lightning.
And also as well, though, because it used to be Midway's like one top money burner, they wanted to release it a lot times next one, and this one they're able to take a lot more time to make the game. So
Yeah, now they're actually letting the NetherRealm actually have some room to breathe.
Yeah.
So which they do have room to breathe, it now makes a better game.
Yeah,
For me, Mortal
and
Kombat 9 took it from the best one I think
with
since 2 and
being able
3.
to just do a straight up Mortal Kombat game and go in any rating you want.
Yeah.
The fatalities are so much more beautifully brutal.
It's great.
Yes.
It's so dumb.
It's just
Hey, I'm just going to throw its head. It's now a saw blade track. It's great.
Yeah.
I win!
Well, that weird one that Johnny Cage does, where he karate chops the head in half and then puts an Emmy in the middle.
and then obviously just goes to the camera like, oh, Johnny Cage, you.
You silly.
You see.
But yeah. And weirdly enough, a really good story mode.
Yeah.
I mean, dumb story, because it's a Mortal Kombat story, but really well told.
Yeah, I think for me it's probably the best story in any fighting game. That story is.
That's the weirdest thing. It's like one of my things about the Freddy Krueger being in it. As dumb as that story is, the dumb reason for the character being. The way that the story's told for him being in there, you go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, why not?
Of course he's
Oh,
there.
yeah, did they actually do it? Because I never played the DLC with him in it. They actually had some bit for him.
The story was that Shao Kahn, when Shao Kahn was in the dream world, Freddy attacked him, and Shao Kahn then dragged him out the dream world and made him mortal. So Freddy then made himself 2 gloves with demon power, so he could bring his power from the dreams into reality. And he had to ultimately fight Shao Kahn to be able to be put back into the dream world.
And then you kick Shao Kahn into a furnace.
Yeah, because that's how it works.
Yeah. I am Freddy Krueger. How do I finish people? Kicking people in the furnaces? Yeah, it works. Boom!
And then waving at them.
Michael!
I'm gonna say Gears of War 2. I really like the film, but I like games where you're like first person shooter. I think Gears of War is like first person shooter.
I think Gears of War 2 is probably one of my favourites as well.
Yeah, I just like going around because it's quite a relaxing game, and I just like going around. Shooting.
What?
It's so relaxing.
It's relaxing in the sense that you're just walking around and pressing like buttons to kill things. you're not under any pressure to.
Is this
like,
your secret to why you're always so mellow? When you get home, you put on Gears of War.
Yes,
Fuck you!
Yeah,
motherfucker!
fuck you.
It's so relaxing. I mean, I'm just strolling through the park one day when a locust comes up behind me. It's like, run, run! So, it's like, and
It's
then just,
transcendent.
and
Yeah.
then just Ode to Beauty just pops in the background. It's like, ah, this is great. This is serenity.
Maybe a poor choice of words then.
No, dude.
I think I'd say the game's quite easy to do then.
Yeah, it's simple. It's simple and it's fun and the stakes are.
I
The
just
story's
like
quite good.
shooting games, really.
And Cole is good comic relief.
Does
Even
go
if he
to
is the
cold
blackest
room,
stereotype.
baby?
And I like Gears.
Yeah.
So I like Gears of War.
Ben does a good voice actor.
No, I don't like War, sorry.
But he likes Gears of War. 2, specifically.
Specifically with that.
Gears of War 3 got a little bit too grimdark for my mind.
Yeah.
I only played the first Gears of War.
And also, that whole thing with Ty, that was dumb. That was dumb.
Played it in the cinema.
Gears of War 2 was the best one. I agree with Mikey.
Well, was that Judgment played at cinema?
Yeah, Gears of War Judgment.
Judgment's pretty good. So, yeah. Mark!
My first game of choice would be Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Super Mario Galaxy 2, the one with the giant death ship with just Mario's face.
Yes.
Yeah, that was dumb. Mario's such an egotist. Like, I need a spaceship. I know. What about a planet that's my face?
Yeah, it really is. And it's like, it's a classic game. It's took him just basically just.
It's a good fun
It
game.
was a very good fun game. The level design is amazing. Like
The music's so good.
I know, and the remixes because basically you have Super Mario 64 is basically like Mario 1, sometimes like Mario 2, then you've got Mario 3, which is basically like Mario Galaxy 1, and the music, Mario Galaxy 2 is like Super Mario World, so you remix a lot of the music from Mario World, which is beautiful, like the and they brought back some levels as well for Mario 64. Can't remember which one it was, Throwback Galaxy, which is like the music. I was like, listen to this, like, reminds me back when I played Mario 64 for the first time.
Some of the music is just so serene.
And some of the levels themselves drive me insane. Like the ones you have to do the ball, you have to get the coins in the mouth in about a minute. You have to get all 100. That level pissed me off so much.
It is. It's a challenge to do it, but once you do, you're like, I am God of all things.
Yeah, and there was another one as well. I think it's a different level where you have to go across like Mario's like whole body, and when you hit one of the things, the floor like goes down into the 100 coins and that. In like 2 minutes, and that level for me was like when I finally did it done, I was the same. I was like, thank fuck,
Victory!
victory! I was like,
We'll be nice.
Do you know what other game felt like victory for me?
what's that?
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance! Oh dear Lord, do I love that game with all my love. Sweet baby Jesus. A good
With
sign.
all my love.
A good sign for me is how much does Ben like this game? Is the soundtrack on his phone? Tick, yeah, he loves it. And yeah, Metal Gear Rising, that soundtrack is on a constant loop on almost all of my playlists. Because when I want to get pumped, I just slap on some Revengeance music and instantly I'm like, yes, cut them into pieces! This is so much
Yeah,
fun!
I'm the same as Ben. Like as you said with the soundtrack, but for me, Mario Galaxy 2, I have it on my phone because it's that good of a soundtrack. That,
Yeah.
you know,
I love the idea of Ben just like, Ben, you're on the pub today. Give me 5 minutes.
Yes! Rules of nature! And we pop when the sun comes up. It's like, oh, it's so good. And the boss fights, oh dear Lord, and the boss fights so good and so fun and so tense. The first time you encounter Sam is one of my favourite moments in gaming because, number one, you're on top of a train. Always a great setting for a fight. Second of all, you've just seen this man cut down a whole column of tanks single-handedly, and he barely breaks a sweat, and one of the first things he does is just turn around and go, ew. It just gives you the biggest shit-eating grin, and it's just like, oh, this guy's a badass. And then you finally encounter him, and what you can do is you can either just run and attack him, or if you just stand there, like, he'll just stand there going, and then for a second he'll be like, and then casually just saunter towards you, and he's like, oh shit. Oh shit. And then you start attacking him, and he's just, like, oh god, why? And you just try and fight him uselessly, and you just get beaten. It's like, oh god, this is so, and the music's so good. But yeah, the game is fucking amazing, and there's nothing else that has gotten me that hype. I love it. play that game 20 times.
Kier?
Yeah.
Another one of mine is Dead Island,
Yeah.
which I first played. My brother borrowed it from his friend. He just went, "It's an alright game. You should play it."
Yeah.
I played it. Just like, this is one of the best things I've ever seen. So everything is so pretty, and the island design, you can believe it's an island. Everything about it, and the building of the weapons and the weird things that you have to build.
This really was the generation of zombie games.
This really was. And this is what my favourite zombie game of it all. Just because the whole thing of it, you could be any of these characters. There's 4 characters you could be.
Yeah. Classes, basically.
Yeah. There's like these 4 characters because
Sam B.
You could be Sam B, the rapper who's good at fighting.
Sam B is so funny.
That's the character I always am.
Dude, there's no other character in that
Exactly.
island. It's Sam B.
Exactly. Although my brother does play as the other bloke, the knife thrower a lot.
No, who cares? Sam B.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you be anyone but Sam B? If he has a dumb rap at the end of the game, Sam B.
He's done up at the start of the game.
No, he's just got a dumb rap at the start of the game. Oh,
The start, this opening cutscene.
Oh,
before
yeah,
it
yeah.
goes to the start of the game.
Yeah, no.
That song is him doing it.
Oh, Sam B. Sam B don't give a fuck.
So that'd be good for the fucks. But it's just such a... It does infuriate you sometimes,
Yeah.
but in a good way. It's that the zombies, you want to kill them. Not just because they're going to eat your character thing. The zombies tend to piss you off. Because you can hear them like screaming, and it's like, they're somewhere but I can't see them. Then they run at you and push you over. And you get back up going, "You motherfucker!
Don't touch me again, you bitch!
And also,
Stomp your head until you die!
it's great fun to run them over in big trucks. There's a point in the game where you get an armoured van and you take it to a garage and you fill it with all these bumpers and barbed wire to make it into a tank so you can get through to the other side of the island. And you can go over anything in that.
You just pump on some happy music.
Yeah.
Like, rules of nature!
I'm so fucking ready! The other thing is, as you progress through the game, you get new classes of zombies coming at you.
Yeah.
There's at the start one, there are these big ones that swing at you and really knock you flying, which gets you get back on each other. You mother! Just keep going down, keep getting up and swinging for them. Eventually, you'll do it because once you know how to do it, you know.
Yeah, you learn the attack patterns.
The ones that are slightly more difficult, there are, as you get further into the game, there are these things called bloaters, which is big fat fucking assholes who spit acid at you.
They're boomers.
No matter what the boomers, they're just these skinny little fuckers with massive heads.
Oh no, I'm talking Left 4 Dead terms. Sorry.
Oh yeah. you stab them, and then you die.
Yep.
And if you don't notice one's there, they'll just walk up behind you and just very creepily breathe down your neck until they blow up. It's the weirdest thing.
I guess you could call them creepers.
You can. But as it is, the Left 4 Dead is actually pretty good game as well. Yeah.
That's really good.
It is. But as it kind of goes up through it, the more that come out, eventually you just get to the point where you just realise, as much as you want to kill them all, the best thing to do in this situation is just run.
Run.
Because apart from when they have the big fucking bloater things that come at you, you have to have something that works, because you can put battery things and like machetes and make an electric machete. That was my favourite thing of the whole game.
So dumb.
It's so dumb, but just so fun. Just go zap, zap, zap. And there's the dumbest thing I ever heard, but my favourite thing, the magic wand.
I never heard of this.
It's these massive batteries, and you put it onto like a metal nightstick or something like that, and it puts cabling on the end and a bit of barbed wire on the end, and you touch one and it goes boom. It is brilliant. It is the dumbest but most brilliant thing anyone's ever thought of.
Alright. Michael.
I'm going to say FIFA. Because it's piss easy. And Ben loves it as well.
And Ben's sad now.
Yeah, that's Ben's
particularly
favourite
FIFA 12
all-time
I
game.
like. I don't like 13 and 14.
I don't like any of them.
I like it because not because a football game, but because I like the idea of getting points over the other player.
Mike is extremely competitive.
He is,
And
yes,
yeah,
extremely competitive.
and I do pick a particular football team, and Ben. It's because I play FIFA with Ben a lot.
Yeah,
Ben fucking loves it. Ben plays it all the time.
He never, he never wins, so.
It's like for Ben, it's like him remembering his nightmares of Mikey beating like 5-0 when he played as Champions against Barcelona.
Just for the record, these guys are all lying motherfuckers, and I hate everything that EA does.
Just before this video, me and Ben had a quick game of FIFA 12, and I beat him 10. I would say 10-0, but it was 10 like -0, and he was pretty pissed.
Michael is a lying arsehole for those of you at home. Mark!
My second game would be Mass Effect 2. For me, the first Mass Effect game I played, because PS3 didn't have the first one at the time. The story for me was fantastic. The characters I really liked. The gameplay I thought was just really, really good. The soundtrack I thought was really good, and the way that actually made me actually care about the characters. This is the first proper game that made me care about the characters a lot and what happened to them as well. And it felt like, I know it was kind of a trophy, so you had to do, but I kind of felt more of a reward for me when I was able to have all my characters survive. When Mordred, I was like, no, so I had to quickly go back, replay the last mission again, so I can keep Mordred. I thought it was a fantastic game. So yeah.
Now I'm not sure what to have in my third spot. It's tough, because I don't want to just have 2 Platinum games on there, because Platinum are my favourite game company right now. So I want it to be Bayonetta, because Bayonetta's great. But equally I want it to be Walking Dead. But I see that more as a PC game when we're talking consoles. So I'm going with Bayonetta because it's technically a console game. And I don't care if I'm being a complete Platinum fanboy right now. Because Platinum are the best thing in video games right now, and you should all be buying all of their games. Twice. Because they need the money. Because Bayonetta is really good. And it is one of the weirdest examples of strong female protagonists. Because a lot of people think it's a sexist game, which isn't true. Because in most sexist games, the woman is the victim of the sexual predation. In Bayonetta, Bayonetta is the sexual predator. like the little things you'll notice about her, like the fact that although she's always eating lollipops, the lollipops are tiny, minuscule little things. And it's just like, that's kind of emasculating, isn't it? And the one male lead in the game is constantly just like, oh, Bayonetta, you're here. I have to go. Nice talking to you as usual. And she's all like, oh, no, you don't. And she's like, yes. You can see the fear in his eyes. It's like, oh, God, it's going to happen again. But, like, apart from that, she's basically a strong single mother in the game. And, like, it's really good. It's such a good character action game. It's so fun and so precise, and when you perfectly dodge a move and get which time and the world goes into slow motion and you're punching them so much, and then you press the right button to make the giant air tiger and eat them, it's great. You feel so hype. And the setting is so beautiful. The game opens on you on the side of a clock tower. And you're like, okay, this is cool. And then the clock tower starts rotating, and you notice it's just a segment of a clock tower that's falling down an infinite cliff, and oh god, there are angels, why are they killing me? Punch them! And it's like, I don't know what's happening, but this is great. And then there's a mission where you're fighting on top of jets. And and then the boss battle. Oh god, the final boss. The final boss is basically God. You're fighting God in space, and you're punching God, and then you beat down God. You knock God out. God is out for the count. Credits roll. Boss comes back up and tries to fight you. You break God into pieces. Credits roll. Boss comes back. Boss comes back again. You have to hurl the pieces of God into the sun. Punch the pieces of God whilst they're in the sun until they are dust. Then the credits roll, and then you get the ending. Why? It's so good. It feels so hype. I don't know why, but it's brilliant, and you should all be playing it.
Okay.
Buy Bayonetta 2.
Take it on board. I kind of have a similar thing with Ben, that there are 2 games. I know nothing can beat the game that I've got left down. I just thought, as you were talking, I thought there's another game that I did quite enjoy. But my other one is Mad World.
Yes. Guess what? Made by Platinum.
because it's amazing.
It's so good.
It's insane.
That game is good. I
It's
played that game.
insanity in a box. It really is. Just I first put it on. It looked quite interesting, so I put it in because I got it with a bundle of games. And I was playing. I came on. I just like it's a black and white game. Okay.
Because the art style.
Ultra violence.
Yeah, because it can remind me with the art style on the only using colour red. It reminded me kind of sense like Sin City, and you kind of tell that.
Chainsaw arm.
Chainsaw arm. That was my. It's just like I have an arm for a chainsaw. It's like, the main character is just bad as fuck.
It's
Yeah.
like I want to take the Punisher, a biker, and chainsaw.
Wasn't he also voiced by John
And
DiMaggio as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Mm.
I played Mad World. Fantastic game.
It is,
So
and
good.
just the fact that it rates your violence, because the whole idea is that you're in this competition that is rewarding violence, so it rates your violence. Like, that was a bit violent, not violent enough. That was ultra violence, super mega chocolate covered ultra violence.
Yeah,
Platinum
I
violence.
just love as well, kid. Like you go to different level and you can see how can I make this even more violent than it was before. And it's like I'll stab him in the head. I'll put something on his head. Do this. Smash him into
Oh, yeah.
a wall.
I'll throw him
Like-
into the spikes. The
Right.
spikes in a
Put a
clamp.
tire
It's
over
like
his head, stab the signpost into him, push him onto the spinning wall of death, then take him off just before he dies and put him on the bus of death. So there's a lot of death in this game, but
Yeah, a
my
lot.
favourite thing, apart from the boss battles at the end of every level, we have the other like high competing champion.
Platinum do good boss battles.
They do, and again there's one that the one that I most vividly remember was you fight in a train station, and just every now and again, a train will come by that if you fall into it you're dead,
Yeah.
and the fucker never goes into it for me. That's annoying. But the other thing is, the guy that's at the head of it all, I can't remember, I think it's like Big Daddy or something, I can't really remember. He is the weirdest character. He is a very stereotypical black man / pimp. And he just comes out and goes, and announces there's going to be a challenge. You have to kill as many people as you can using the trains or using this.
Yeah.
Or you're going to play golf with people's heads. Fair enough.
Can I just rewind that a second? That's not really a normal sentence to say. You play golf with people's heads. Fair enough.
In this game, I've accepted it as normal. By the end of the trial level where they're teaching you all the controls, you're like, anything goes in this
Yeah,
game.
it's
Fair
fine.
enough.
Okay, I get it.
But this is the thing that always gets me, because then he has like hordes of these women, skimpily clad women come out. They then kill him
Yeah.
in whatever apparatus he's told you to kill everyone else. 10 minutes later, he's back.
Yeah.
He never dies.
Yeah.
I love
Platinum.
it. I love it. I love everything about it, and I love the fact that it's in black and white. I love the fact all the moves you can do, because there is backflip button in that as well.
This is why you should be playing Platinum games.
Exactly. And it is just, I love it so much.
Yeah. This video
Yeah.
should just be renamed to Play Platinum Games.
It should
It
be.
is a very good game, Mad World. I remember playing it for my Wii. I thought it was really good, and I thought the graphics were very good as well. The way that it made it very stylized, and you can kind of tell. I wasn't sure if people who made the game like Sin City or they're kind of influenced by our art style, but it was very good. It worked very well for the game.
The storyline is quite. I thought it should be this massively violent game with very little storyline, but there is a real cool storyline to it that the guy that's in it is in there to stop it happening.
Platinum Games.
Exactly. Anything I say for now will just be Platinum Games from
Yeah.
then, but
This is
I
the
have-
norm.
I have to make the points for people that haven't played it.
Mikey?
My last one is probably going to be Halo.
Which one
Which
specifically?
one?
Because mine would be Reach.
Halo 5. No.
That's not. That's next generation.
It's probably between Halo 4 and Reach, but I'm going to say 4 because it's the one that I play. It's probably the one that's got me. I'd say more addicted to playing. I play it more often than the other ones. I'd get bored of it, but Halo's much easier. And I quite like the new. I like Bungie doing Halo, but I like what
343
games have done with it, or what they're spending it. And they give it a bit more flexibility about how what you can do with your like the character you are, like what things you can do and can't do. Like they've added more things like running capabilities and that, and well, you can do that in the old ones, but they've added more stuff on that sort of page. And yeah, I think I just like.
I was worried if they'd be able to handle it as good as Bungie did, but they completely did it really well, except for the whole, Cortana's tits are just suddenly growing and growing. And why is her boob so big now? She was
I think
flat
I
as a
liked it
12-year-old when she first came on.
Yes, unless it's a different person, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think I like it probably because I'm so used to the other ones, and this is done by someone else, and it's just a nice change, I suppose. But yeah, I quite like playing Halo online. I wouldn't say I played the campaign very much. It's more of an online game for me.
Yeah. See, that's the reason I like Reach more, is because the campaign was better. And that's why like ODST comes second, because ODST has people from Firefly in it. If you put Nathan Fillion in your game, I'm gonna sit up and go, "Oh, Nathan Fillion's in your game." So yeah.
That's it for me.
Yeah, my last game would probably be Batman Arkham City.
Ah.
I thought Arkham Asylum was really, really good, but I love the fact with Arkham City I like the fact it gave you more freedom and you were able to do more different things. I thought the storyline was really good for the game. Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy, Maurice LaMarche, and Nolan North for me. Tara Strong, and everyone else do amazing voices. The characters, as it's Batman, are really, really good. The gameplay for me took what was great about number one and made it even better. Just thought the game was really, really good. So
And all the extra time mission, like the Riddler, carried on throughout the whole game. There's after you've done the Mr. Freeze as the boss battle, you get a side mission from him to find his wife. He's been held somewhere in Gotham, in Arkham. And just all these little extra touches just make it just yes.
Yeah, and when you do the Riddler trophy, like as it's so hard to get some of the trophies, when you actually do get some of the trophies, it makes you feel yes, finally got this trophy. I like the fact as well they let you able to play as Catwoman and.
Yeah, I like a lot of little touches in that game, like the whole thing where like you can go down and see Calendar Man, and on different days of the year he'll just give you little stories. It's so evil. It's weird because Calendar Man is so totally not a legit villain, and then they so totally made him a legit villain.
There's a lot of the Mad Hatter. So they made him even more twisted.
Yeah.
I was just like, that was a brilliant.
That mission where you have to fight against was like the weird Batman as a bunny thing against the people.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite really cool.
The Arkham games for me are like the truest version of Batman. Like really, really are.
And the Arkham City, the best way that they've done of him for me is Zaz. The fact that he keeps phoning you and you never know where he is.
That is fantastic. That whole thing, and when you're able to finally find him and beat him, it's like, yes, it took all this time to try to find you. You see how that?
Because my brother's taken the Xbox with him, so
no.
I'm playing it odd weekends, trying to get. It's like that's my mission now to find Zaz.
Yeah, because when I first played, I was like, "What do you do?" And then suddenly I wasn't too fine at games, so I restarted the game, did it all, and I was able to get Zaz on my region. Because of my PS3 kind of went a bit weird, I have to redo it all. So such a great game. I was happy we'd have played it for a long time.
So that was a bunch of the games we like from this generation. Let's hopefully.
Because Kier, before we go, Kier had any honourable mentions. So Kier, what do you want to mention? Quickly.
Just the other game was the first one of this generation that I got, which was Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
Oh yeah,
on the Wii. And it's a very short game by that standard, but it is one of those ones that does the choices you make affect how you play the game. And it is a very good, scary story within a game. And you don't get any weapons, there's nothing like that, you just got a flashlight and a phone. And
is it a remake of the first Silent Hill game?
Oh no, it's
why would there be phones?
It's kind of this time you play as a guy with the story of crash into Silent Hill, your child goes missing. Going through, but the thing with the phone is you get static in certain areas, you'll get text messages from the old Silent Hill, phone calls, voicemails, and also if you take a picture of certain places, even though you know, because it game gives you the signal, like if you take a picture here, you're going to see something you're not. Like, there's a swing with no one on it. Take a picture of it and there's a little girl in it, and it always gets you and makes you go, oh, fuck. So every little thing is like, and things like when you walk into an area where there's a lot of this paranormal energy, things just go when you walk towards them, and all of it is just very jumpy, and the scenes, it kind of, Silent Hill freezes over, and they have the things from hell chasing you, and you have to outrun them.
Do they have any pyramid heads in this game?
Pardon?
Do they have pyramid heads in this
Stop
game?
putting Pyramid Head in everything Silent Hill. It's
That's
not right.
That's the only thing I know from Silent Hill.
No, there's no.
He's a very personal demon of the one character from Silent Hill,
okay.
so it doesn't make sense for Pyramid to keep. Stop putting Pyramid Head in other games.
Yeah, and then the great thing about those is it contorts it, and you can run. If you run through the wrong door, you don't get out. You get back to where you started, and you just keep going around. And it is frustrating, but once you get out of them and you carry on with the story and the people that you meet, like that, it's one of the good examples of what's about it adapting. If you play through the game a certain way, you meet a police officer, female police officer. If you play through it one way, she's very frumpy, very kind of like middle-aged.
Yeah.
You play it through another way, she's about 20 years old and in a slightly cop's uniform. So the way you play it also affects how the characters look, and
that changes the way you act towards them. Yeah.
And it also, the endings of it all, the ending is basically centered around the entire time, because it cuts back between you as the dad going through Silent Hill and in the psychiatrist's office talking about Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think this entire time it's like after you got out of Silent Hill, the dad's gone to a psychiatrist's office, but it turns out it's his daughter, all grown up, is in the psychiatrist's office talking about it. And everything you do in the psychiatrist's office, if there's a point where you colour in a house, whatever you colour in the house is the house that you next come to in the Silent Hill. And it's a nice little mind fuck at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
My favourite thing about it is the secret ending, which once you get it, it's not finished and it is kind of a storyboard, but it's just a bit they put in for the shiggles. Because you go around and you have to do something at the start, I can't remember what it is, but then if you do that, you have to take pictures of the 10 UFOs that will be scattered around Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill has had a bit of a weird history with UFO endings.
And then you get this UFO
and
ending.
dog endings.
So your dad was abducted by aliens, yes. We know. What? But hilarious.
Yeah, well, no, there's a weird history. Like, one of the Silent Hill endings was like, you get abducted by UFOs, and there was another one where like you go into this room and there's all these control panels, and there's just a dog sitting there at the controls, and you're just like. So yeah, that was that segment.
That was
Indeed.
That was GEEKAMANIA as well. So as usual, that's Mark.
That's Mikey.
I'm Mikey.
Do it wrong every time today. Good.
I'm Kier. That's Mikey.
and that's Ben.
And that's Kier.
Bye, guys.
And that's also Kier.
That's also, yeah, that's all. I'm also, yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
We're Nerdmania.
What's the mania?
Nerdmania.
What follows, ladies and gentlemen, is 2 hours of screams and blood.